Casey's Audio Vault.
John-Angus MacDonald from the Trews.
February 13th, 2008.
Hi, is that Casey?
Yes, it is. This John?
Yes, John-Angus from the Trews.
Are you getting back into the swing of things, doing press, this kind of thing?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
This is number what in the interviews?
Probably like 10th of the day, maybe.
Are you just calling from a hotel?
Yeah, I'm calling from a hotel in Fredericton where we're actually stranded right now. We came down here for the ECMAs this weekend and spent a day in Halifax doing some press and promo, and we were on our way back, and they closed the highway because of the storm, so we're a hotel in Fredericton.
How was the ECMAs?
Good. It was like we weren't really eligible for much because of the album cycle, so we applied for Entertainer of the Year, got the nomination, but it was just to come down and promote the record. You know, we did about 5 shows, like in and around the event. We played the show itself, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. Like, we were really busy. The shows went well, so.
Got to see some old friends?
Yeah, you know, Gordy was hanging around because he produced that Joel record, and
I heard you guys got Gordy up on stage for a tune.
Yeah, we did that a number of times. We couldn't really lose him all weekend. Every time we played a show, he was there waiting in the wings with his guitar. And we can't really turn him down. So
no,
it was fun.
You still you get to see him very often, or is it kind of like a reunion?
No, we see him 2 or 3 times a year. Like, I've been down to Texas a couple times to visit him, and every time he's in Toronto, if we're around, we get together, but not as frequently as we'd like, you know. And
I guess you got some new people helping you work on like the brand new album, No Time for Later. You got a new producer this time around.
Yeah, we worked with Gus Van Gogh and Warner F., who. You know, the reason I sort of looked them up is because we fell in love with that Priestess record. You know, I thought it was one of the best sounding records and just overall best records of the year. And so I just started looking them up and just out of curiosity, and then ended up getting in touch with them, and it turns out they were really liking what we were doing, and then we started doing some demos, and one thing led to another, and we just decided to do a record together. So
how do you feel about it? It's out on Tuesday. It's feels nice to have a third one.
You know, I feel like it's our best studio effort to date. You know, these guys were really meticulous about the whole process. They had a really particular way of doing things. They separated us, and we did our parts separately, which is something we've never done because we're a live band. We've always just recorded together live. But they had total faith in the process, and we had, you know, we took the leap of faith with them, and we did things differently than usual, and I think it really paid off, you know, and they worked us hard, and, you know, as musicians, you can sort of fall into that rut where you always go to the same place when you solo or when you sing or when you do a drum fill, and to somebody take you out of your comfort zone and force you to sort of go somewhere else, it's great for you as a player and as a band.
It still felt natural doing it a different way?
Yeah, you know, in the end, like, the irony is it's one of the livest sounding records we've done. You know, it sounds really live and vibrant, and I think it totally worked.
I got a copy of the record, and what's going on on the cover? We got kind of the back end of a couple girls.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jack Siprick designed artwork for the record. We just decided to keep it in the family, and Jack's a real creative guy, takes a lot of photographs and does a lot of artistic stuff like that. So we decided to sort of hand him over the reins, and he had been collecting photographs and just, you know, altering them in his computer and coming up with different things, and that was a photograph captured at a trip we did to Cuba last year to play a show, and those were some dancing girls at this resort we were at, and it was nothing like kinky. These were just like some regular kind of show that was going on, and he took the picture, and you know, it was kind of an inspiring thing. It's kind of like a fluid, graceful motion, and it just kind of spoke to us, I guess, and it worked out.
Yeah, how was hanging out in Cuba? What was that show like?
It was really cool. You know, we did this thing. We went down, and some contest winners came down to see us play, and we spent the week there. Just did a couple of shows, and you know, we're actually doing it again this year. Same thing. We're going to do it again in early April.
I understand you just got back from the UK. You did some shows with Status Quo. That must have been pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool. We actually did about a month and a half through all of Europe with Status Quo, and it was our first time doing an extensive tour over there. And it was great fun. You know, like, we hadn't heard much about Status Quo when we left Canada, and it turns out they're enormous over there. They sold like 100 million records, and we were playing in arenas, you know, in France and Germany, which is our first time, you know, touring there extensively. and we had a ball. It was a really great way to see the place.
They've been going straight for over 40 years. They haven't, every year pretty much, or other year, they put out a record. They haven't stopped. Is that kind of an inspiration? Is that something what you, the Trews, should shoot for?
It's total inspiration, like that they can sort of, they've garnered and maintained a gigantic fan base that's stuck by them for 40 plus years. I mean, what else could you ask for? It's pretty amazing. And they're great. By the end of the tour, we were all like rushing out to the side of the stage to watch their show every night. We knew all the songs and became great friends with them. They took us out to dinner, and they were really great guys. And
it's a good pair up too, because it's both kind of have that pub rock, the boogie rock kind of feel. The good crowds out there in Europe.
Yeah, they were ecstatic. Like, we were selling tons of CDs and merch and meeting tons of new fans that are, dying to get us back over there. So, it was a great experience. Like, the matchup, the musical styles, they rub together really well.
They've got pretty good chemistry with each other, and Trews are also a bit of a family affair. Do you find being in the band with your brother and your cousin that makes you guys stronger?
Yeah, I guess I don't know if it makes us stronger or it just, I guess just knowing each other for that long, like even before we were ever in a band, we knew each other. So I guess it makes it a little easier to get over like tiffs and spats, and we don't really hold on to petty grudges because that's sort of the way families work. Like, you can sort of call each other down to your lowest, and nobody's going to hold a grudge the next day. You're going to wake up and, where's the next gig? Which way to the bus? Which way to the stage?
Hey, have you ever punched out Colin?
Of course.
Yeah. Have you held him down? Do the typewriter?
Oh God. Dude, what's the typewriter?
What's the typewriter? Is you sit on his chest with your knees on his shoulder so he can't move, and it's like Chinese water torture. You just hit the chest.
Oh, no, I have never done that one, so that's next, I guess.
Really?
I'll keep that in mind.
You'll have to spread the word. I figured that was a cross-Canada phenomenon. Maybe it's just in Manitoba.
Yeah, I've never heard of the typewriter, so I'm sure I'll get a demonstration next time I'm in Winnipeg. Maybe I'll see some people beating each other up outside the bar or something.
Do you still have pretty close ties to Nova Scotia? You get back home quite a bit?
Yeah, we get home as often as we can, just because we all have family down here, and whenever we're touring, we try to book some time off around it and see the family, and we come home for Christmas. So, it's a pretty deep connection here still.
Do you get much time between the last record and touring and then writing this one? Do you get some downtime to do stuff on your own?
We didn't actually. I guess the downtime we had was writing the record. We took 4 months away from playing, which started probably in December of '06 and went through to like March or so of '07, where we just sort of concentrated only on writing, and we just kept regular hours at our rehearsal space up in Toronto, and just that was sort of like a 9 to 5 existence for a little while, which was, I guess, a little bit refreshing and a little bit relaxing, a different change of pace and stuff. And it was nice to be in like a creative environment for that long a period of time and not have to worry about going out on the road and performing.
What do you do to clear your head from all the music stuff, or is it 24/7?
It's been 24/7, man. The last 5 years of my life, I haven't really been able to get away with it or get away from it. But not that I would complain about that. But it's nice to take a trip somewhere. Like at the end of our European tour, my girlfriend flew over and we just went, tripped around, backpacked around for a couple of weeks and saw lots of Italy and Greece and places I've never been. And likewise, it's nice to sometimes hop on a plane and just go lie on a beach for a week or try to clear your head.
Are you a big movie fan? You see any of the big Oscar-winning or nominated movies yet?
Yeah, I really liked Juno. I thought that was really a clever movie. And Ellen Page being from Halifax, I'm quite proud of her for being up for the Oscar. So yeah, I don't know what else is up for it. I haven't been too privy to it.
No Country for Old Men was pretty neat too.
My brother saw that. Colin saw that. And he was raving about it. So I'll have to check that out next.
So what's going on next for you guys? I'm assuming there's a Canadian tour, but I hear you're on the road with Ace Frehley in the States.
Yeah, well, we're going to do our release party the day the album comes out on the 19th. And then, like, immediately following, we're doing 21 dates through the USA with Ace Frehley. So that should be, interesting.
Have you met him or you talked to him on the phone, or how'd you get hooked up with this?
Our agent in New York is a mutual agent. He has Ace and us, same roster, and Ace got our music and really liked it and sort of chose us to do the dates. So we were really flattered, and we'll see how it goes. It's some really cool venues. We're playing House of Blues venues all across the USA. We're going to play New Orleans for the first time and Las Vegas for the first time. So we're really, really excited about it.
And when can we expect you here in Winnipeg?
We're going to go through Canada starting mid-April, and we're going to start out west and wind our way all the way down east, and ending around early June. So there'll be a bunch of dates, hopefully anyway, but we'll definitely be in Winnipeg.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.